Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So, welcome. Last class we were discussing about the sustainability measurement and reporting. By now you know now what is this sustainability measurement. That means certain impacts we can measure in terms of certain indicators. Now we know those indicators, they will be affected by the way business are performed. So now we need to know that what are those sustainability measures exactly, that whenever the company want to do a sustainability measurement, they will have to point value scorecards. In some way they will have to give some scoring that in which way they are working. So that means they will have to track, that is whether the different aspects of sustainability in their whole operations they are doing well or not. So for example, that is you can have a comparative relative performance. Say you can make a scoring of on the basis of your different departments. Maybe in mining you have got the exploration wing, you have got the stormwater wing, you have got the rainwater, that is your groundwater management group, there may be drilling and blasting group, there could be excavation and loading group. Now each group has got their different activities. Now in those activities, how they are handling environmental issues which may give a long term impact. Then once you tabulate and find out that these are the factors, and in that you make a scale and then let you get them scored by experts or by training your people to give their scoring, and then you know, and then a scorecard is there. Now you will be able to evaluate that which particular activity is exactly contributing adversely towards the sustainability, and then in your management principle can take that, okay, if this particular activities is going to be adverse, but another activities is there where they are doing much better, whether how much they compensate, this type of analysis can be done, and that will be a part of the sustainability measure. Similarly, another measure is you take internal audit, that is your sustainability auditing and reporting. That means our sustainability auditing means audit, the word implies that you have got some standards known, and against that standards how much exactly you have achieved. When you find it out, or whether you are deviating from that standards, you find out, that is your auditing. Now that is, if you are having certain standards, how much you are complying with that, finding it out, that is I am 70% compliant, 20% compliant, that finding is also as an audit. So when you do the auditing, you are evaluating the performance indicators, and you know where you stand in your efforts towards sustainability. The other thing is you will have to create a benchmark. That is, you take, this is a tool, that is what you want to achieve. Say this is my target, this is my benchmark, I want to do it over there, and for that you will have to use certain sustainability tools, and depending on the needs, and that is how exactly it is going. That means you are trying to develop a benchmark by yourself after some time. Initially you may be finding out that you have identified some good practices of others, or you have imagined and you have scientifically developed that this could be the best practice or the good practice, and to achieve that you are using certain tools and you are making certain parameters or to determine the indicators of your performance, and you do it. So, like that your different sustainability measure, that exactly Jane Cottle, that good internet resources are available. You type this name Jane Cottle and then you can read how they have taken different issues, and you can see that sustainability metrics and data, how you measure that. When you think of the metrics, that means identifying different input and output parameters, and on the basis of that you determine some function to tell that what is the impact. So, that is your, for an environmental matrix means or environmental measurement, your carbon footprint could be a measure. So, that type of measures you will have to do and evaluate it. Then there is a social matrix, that means how the company is working towards that with the society, and then towards the society's development, how the company is contributing in treating its employees, their safety, and in treating the customers, taking their interests, and then if the other organizations with whom it is interacting, with the hospitals, with the educational schools, with the training, with the sports institutes, how they are interacting, and then what are they achieving. Have they supported a local player to Olympic, or they developed a train to play the Olympic, or they have trained a local football team to play in different tournaments. So, those type of measures, that is, if they, have they done only one game or they have done for 5 games, that will be a matrix of how it is exactly taking a sustainability measures. Then economic metrics is, of course, they will be tracking the creation of wealth or value. That means that is whether by their activities the per capita income of the villages in the neighborhood, have they been increased, because they have created, if the mines have created on their already available overburden dump, they have created a the grassland, and they have maintained the quality of the soil and the grass in such a way that the growth rate of the sheep or goat on that grass is very good, and the villagers, they are being able to tame their goat, and their earning has increased because of the supply of goat milk and goat meat to the market. So, this type of things will come as an economic matrix. And now, once we have done the measurement, I told you that we will have to report this, that how you will be reporting. Earlier there was that only the company's report were mainly that your what is called annual statement give whether they have made the profit or loss. That profit or loss statement, because that was the bottom line, that is whether you have made profit. But thing is that this single bottom line has now changed. Nowadays the companies, from the sustainability point of view, when we talk, they will have to take a triple bottom line. The triple bottom line or 3 bottom line is your 3 P's, that is people, planet and profit. That means in your reporting you will have to report what have you done for the people. That means what are your societal outcome, how much you have exactly worked for the development and sustaining the societal interests. Second is the planet, means the environment, your how much environmental things you have done so that the sustainability of the provisioning by the planet Earth is being looked after. Then of course comes the profit, whether by doing this you are making it or not. So, the gone are those days that you could do a business or do mining only for profit, but today or that tomorrow you cannot do a mining for profit. That is why the bottom line is now triple bottom line, and that is most natural. You will have to get for the people, planet, and this your profit. This means the reporting system, it has changed, and that when we talk of the people, profit, and planet, their interactions, whatever is coming, that is sustainable. You may do a lot of things for the people, but if it is not environmentally friendly, that is not going to sustain. And at the same time, while you are doing, you have done some work, but if you incur loss, that means that will not continue. So, it will not be sustainable. So, you will have to manage your resources, manage your scientific knowledge, manage your technological tools in such a way that this people, profit, and planet, their intersections will be coming as a sustainability, and that is what is called your TBL, that is third bottom line or three bottom lines or triple bottom line. Now comes, if your this triple bottom line is to be reported, for that reporting there is a standards in that ISO 14001. I was telling you in the last class also that you will have to take this international standard for designing and implementing the environmental management system. The environmental management system, once you establish by following 14001, then it will have to, records of training will have to be given, that how you are training the people over there, how you have developed the skill, their experience and qualifications, that will be coming in. Then the evidence of communications, that what you are exactly achieving and communicating to the society and government, and then what are the monitoring and measurement results you are doing, what type of instruments you have installed, and then what are the things you are measuring, how you are analyzing those data, and how you are representing or visualizing them, and then how your compliance with different rules and regulations, how you are doing. All these managements comes in that. ISO 14001 has got number of clauses. Now, out of those clauses, it gives you a reporting system. In that reporting system, once you find that you will have to maintain some documents. That is what exactly whenever we talk, that is in an industry, you must be hearing that we should go for the ISO 9000, ISO 14000, ISO 27000, or for the asset management ISO 55000. Those, when we say, it is basically doing your business in a documented and keeping proof, that is it. Now, the way you will be documenting, for documenting that you will have to get the data, for getting the data you will have to put the instrument, for putting the instrument you will have to train the people, and then from the data will have to be collected and the system will grow, and that system can be made a sustainable system. So, that is why whether your institution is a ISO 14000 certified or not makes matter. But it is not necessary that you will have to go for only to be certified by somebody else. You read and study that 14001 requirements and make it as an internal working pattern. That is, you should be proud of calling someone to get your inspected and a certification. But many a time you can get the certificate by once, but thing is that after that you are not following. So, that is why I say that you study 14001 and make it an internal business principle to keep this document, and in that document basically your clause that I have given here, the clause number 4.3 tell about what will be the scopes of your environmental management system. In the mines, you will have to specify those scopes. You will have to give the environmental policy, your whether you need to review that whenever you are there in a mining company, or if you are just working, you should ask your senior, please give me the environmental policy of my company. and you read it, and sometimes if you feel that at a certain, after some years of your experience, you may say that now our environmental policy needs changing. Change it wherever it is necessary. Risk and opportunities to be addressed and processes needed, those are as per the ISO 14000 clause 6.1.1 will give that. Similarly, your criteria for evaluation of the significant environmental aspects, IS that 6.1.2, that 6.1.2 also tell about the that your how the environmental impacts will be handled, how it will have to be, your environmental aspects are to be taken, and then your what are the compliance obligations, that document is also there. So, you are maintaining different documents as per the ISO 14001, and this will ultimately give you an operational control that you will be following in your minds. And then of course, it also tells about the emergency preparedness and response. When you are keeping these things, then you will have to, with those documents, you will have to keep certain records. That is, that what records your mind will have to keep for sustainability reporting, sustainability, then also in that ISO 14001 for environmental management, these records to be data of the training, skills, experience and qualification of the people. You will have to keep the evidence of communications, that if you have sent a report to the Ministry of Environment and Forest, or if you are doing something to the community, the social work, all will have to keep that evidence. So, there is a formatted way of writing those evidence to be maintained. Then monitoring and measurement results. What are the instruments you have kept and how you have exactly measured, and how you are keeping the results, and how the data is being analyzed. All these things comes in the section 9.1.1 of the ISO 14001. And then that evaluating that result, you can create a internal audit program as given in the clause 9.2, and then the results of the internal audits will be leading you for the management review, and then ultimately you can prescribe that what are the corrective actions to be taken, and that corrective actions only will maintain the sustainability. Then there are certain things are non-mandatory, that has been mentioned in 14001, but there what happens, these are some of the suggestive things which you can take, and then you can tailor make it for your minds, and then you get proud of achieving certain things, and for that these are non-mandatory things they have given, where some of the, that is your what are the different contexts on which you will be interacting, and then you will be managing with different organizations, then how exactly your environmental aspects and risk will be that you are identified and evaluation, that is also given. Similarly, there are different procedures are given, that which procedure you can follow. These procedures for your internal audit, your management review, all things are given. Please download this ISO 14001 and go through it. From there you can find out that how a baseline environmental metrics to be tracked and reported. Because whenever you are doing a mining or any business, with that there is a baseline environment surrounding it, whatever is there, and that particularly in the energy use, energy availability, then water uses, waste reductions and carbon emissions, net zero carbon initiatives, these are the issues which will be having a bearing with your sustainability. Now, once you have got this data, records and everything is there, you can look for what is the global reporting initiatives. There is a certain way of telling, that is in which way that that data need to be reported. That reporting initiatives nowadays, all the companies, the main your sustainability report, it is prepared considering this your reporting initiatives. So, that is why in the sustainability report all the informations are given in a very standard manner, you take out 3-4 different companies sustainability report, you will find that everybody is giving this. There is another system is there by which exactly you do a self declaration. That means you will be achieving this much, it is regarding your environment, regarding your people health and all, and then you find out that whether you have for that a given data and document you are giving or not, and if you are giving you get a score, and by that exactly you can, a company can gain certain score, and on the basis of that score that is exactly the people company can gain that you are a well performed, you are a very good performing company, you can give bonus to your worker because you have very performed well. So, you can link your bonus along with your this sustainability measurement, environmental performance and all that thing, and you can create that within the business how the things will be going. So, now this is exactly how the industry will be doing. As a student, when you are learning, these are the information should be in your mind, so that you yourself now empower by the tools. As I said that you learn Excel, you learn the different instrument, how the indicators are there. You study that ISO 14001, find out that these are the indicators. Once you know the indicators and how they are measured and how the data will be there, you will be now having, and with that information that these are very vital for the company, you are having now the knowledge which will be used by the company, and that is how you are going to be an employable graduate engineer. Your employability will be increasing, means you are becoming a national resource. So, that is where, to conclude, the measurement and reporting system of a company results in a development of proper carbon suit, bringing full visibility into the environmental footprint today and in the future. So, what this is exactly we know when you do the sustainability measurement. So, that is why you should exactly learn. Those are by self learning, you need to read how to use the data, what are the different instruments. You will have to now, after this class, you should find out what are the instruments being used for environmental measurement in the mines, for air pollution, for water pollution, and then you develop these things. So, those things are there in your different subjects you might have learned already, that you have already learned the environmental engineering, maybe you have already learned the mining engineering, in that the mining parameter how you measure, and now you have got this approach that those things which you are doing, you are keeping it and maintaining a shoot, and from there you can know now what is your carbon footprint. Then the proper measurement, record and reporting enable to quickly pinpoint opportunities to reduce operating expenses, track project progress from start to finish, and improve financial forecasting. Another thing is that when you are doing the things in a sustainable manner, your financial conditions also will have to get improved. So, your progress should be that it should be always in a positive direction. So, if you maintain this sustainability measurement and reporting practice, then the benefit will be your operating expenses will get reduced, your compensation and other mitigation measures for emergency handling costs will get saved. So, that is what again a company will be very much interested if you know this, if you know this way, that is exactly whatever you learned in your other subjects, how they need to be compiled together to bring it to develop a portfolio for serving the industry. So, there my friend, you please prepare separate portfolio for yourself. If you want to do the environmental engineer, if you are going towards that your mine closure planning or mine planning or integrated mine closure or the sustainability planning, these approaches develop your skill and confidence. And the correct data and analytic platform from with the measuring, recording and reporting system can help a company advance both sustainability and financial goals. Both way it can benefit it. So, this is where you will be working on. So, a learning activity you please take, search in the internet for the ISO 14001, it is not, I am sorry, it is 14001, that is, and then read it to write an essay on how ISO 14001 can help in mine closure and sustainability planning. So, you may take an ISO 14001 certification training also to improve your employability or deploying competence to serve industry. If you are studying in 3rd year or 4th year, if you take an online course for getting as a ISO 14001 practitioner, you can get a certificate. By that, if you can write in your CV that you have studied and you are eligible to do a ISO 14001 based audit, any mining company or any industry would be interested to, if there is a sustainability conscious company, they will give value to your skill. So, my dear friends, I have told you about a very important subject which our country needs in our all industry, because we want to transform the way we do our business, and in the transformation is towards the societal benefit, towards the country's benefit, and towards the sustainable world, sustainable earth. So, this skill will be paying a lot for you as well as for the company. So, please do that. This learning activity I am telling is as for your own interest. You will have to take it as your self learning activities. If you require any guidance, you are most welcome to communicate and contact us. Thank you. You can read these references.